Hello traders and you rich spirits, it's me Krasimir Panayotov back with another video right here, right now, live from St. Petersburg. Guys, in this video I will share with you the most favorite trades which happened to me this week. I will share why did I got into these trades, how I analyzed the markets and what we can expect from the nearest future. Now I will share with you guys some losing trades and some winning trades, so just we can be as realistic as possible, because you know that in this business we are going to face losses all the time. So even if you have the best strategy, you always find these losses along the way. They will always be there just to give the statistics the negative sides, because in every strategy there is a winning percent and losing percent of the trade. So you will never find the 100% winning strategy, because if there was, everybody would use it and nobody would be losing. Okay, let's get started and let's first check the Euro USD. Now I just want to analyze this chart a little bit, just because I haven't done the weekly analysis the last week. I moved to another apartment, so I couldn't actually do the video in time, so I decided just not to do it. Now on the Euro USD I have mentioned two areas here, this one around 21,500, the weekly chart right now, and the one at 1.22300. Now this is support and resistance area. As you can see, all these lows around this resistance area in pink was a good support, now resistance for the price. And here, this 21,500 zone, we saw that weeks ago we had this candle touching this beautiful zone just once. This is why we stop here for a while, for a few days. If we move to daily chart, we can see that this acted as a resistance, and I have mentioned this in the previous video. So I personally was waiting for a pullback at least to this support zone. Why support? Because we have one and two highs here, and if it did that, it would be a good place for another buys, because if we place our Fibonacci, this is exactly 38% of the Fibonacci area. If the price moved even a little bit lower, here we could look for another buy opportunities. But with such a bullish momentum, such corrections will not happen every time. So for those who are holding a buy position, they could just hold and let the price continue to the upside. Now in this area we can look for sell signals, and if there are such, we better to take our profits if we were buying earlier this or previous weeks. So what here can happen is or a continuation to the upside, or some consolidation here between these two zones, or some more deeper pullback to the downside. If we check this Fibonacci retracement, we can pull back to these previous lows. You see the 38.2 level. We can see a pullback to the 50% or even to the 61%. So these are three areas which we can wait for another buy signals. Now let's move to the chart where I was taking a trade, guys. Now I'll share with you first the winning trade. Actually, one is not winning, one is still consolidating. Let's see what we have here. Okay, this is the Euro CAD chart on the daily basis. We had this flag pattern earlier, which resulted as a massive bullish move to the upside, and the same thing happens now. We have something like flag or a wedge pattern which got broken once. So first signal was on the daily chart, then we saw a nice correction, And now there is another opportunity way to go higher. Why? Because we are again breaking this trend which formed earlier with this strong bullish engulfing candle, which itself is a buy signal from a support area. Now you see this area here, this is a nice support area for the price. So from here we can see another push to the upside. Also, if you zoom out a little bit, you can see a head and shoulders pattern forming. Let me show it to you. Okay, here is the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. So this is inverted head and shoulders, which can actually result in pushing the price so much higher as is the size of the head and shoulders. So we take the size of the head, we apply it after the breakout, if we see such breakout, and we can easily reach these previous highs over here. So this is my long-term target, okay? Mine through here, it was not only because of the daily bullish engulfing, but also if we move to the 4-hour, we can see that here the price made a double bottom pattern. Let me show it to you. Here is the one bottom and the second bottom, okay? Just like this, the double bottom. I'll delete this, I'll leave only the neckline, just to see why I enter, because we broke above the neckline. Now, on the 4-hour chart, you can't say that this is a good break, because these are two candles with big wicks, which usually means rejection of the price going higher, and very often we can see a pullback from this area to the downside. But if we go to the 1-hour chart, then we can see that after breaking this area, we had 1, 2, 3 closes above the neckline of the double bottom. So for me, this was a good sign that double bottom is valid. So I took a buy trade. I don't remember well where exactly, it didn't actually matter. I think after the consolidation, probably around here. And another trading opportunity is here to see a move nearly as big as is the size of the double bottom. So I take usually the smaller bottom, I apply it after the breakout, which happened exactly here. Okay. And here is our profit target. And let's see in the past, does it aligns with some structure, with some resistance? Yeah, here we had one high, second high, third high. So this is potential resistance area, and also it's on the top of our double bottom profit. And if we go back in the past, we can see that this zone was multiple times a resistance in the past, so it's good place for taking profit. And here I will probably open two trades. On the first trade I will take profit somewhere here, and on the second trade I would wait and see if we can break this head and shoulders neckline here. If we break it above, then I'm gonna take my second profit somewhere here, where are the previous highs, here and here, on this purple resistance, this pink resistance. Okay, so if we have the head and shoulders, I will take my second trade profit here. Okay, that's it guys. For the double bottom, we said we take profit around this area because we had some resistance in the past. So this is one of my taken trades, and I have one also on the S&P 500. Now here, interesting thing is this pattern. This is a pennant pattern. This triangle pennant, which got broken here, then retested back here, and I expected it to move higher. Now, on the last days, we saw some correction to the downside, and then this massive engulfing candle, which told me that the trend is probably continuing to the upside. So I took a trade, let me show you the exact point where I took my trade. Okay, I guess I took it on the 1 hour chart. Around this area, I started looking for another buy. I was wondering if we could break this resistance here on this previous high, and here the price started consolidating. So usually when we have such big momentum, just the same as the Euro USD, you see big momentum, short consolidation. If you see the 4 hour chart, it's much more like a consolidation area. We can try to take a buy because in most of the times the price continues up higher. Now here you have to be careful if some reversal pattern starts forming, and if you spot such, you better stay out, stay away. But if you feel that this consolidation can result in continuing the trend, you can take the trade, and this is exactly what I did on the S&P 500. So I took a buy here while in the consolidation. I guess I was looking for the 30-minute chart, and I saw this candle here and maybe earlier this candle here, and I took a buy. So my entry was exactly right here because of the spread of my broker. Firstly, I set a stop loss under this consolidation, so under these lows here, and then I moved it a little bit lower because on the 4 hour chart, on the daily chart, it was a confirmation that we're going bullish with the engulfing daily candle. But on the 1 hour chart, then we broke this high of this consolidation. We corrected a little bit. I didn't close my trade because I have already moved my stop loss lower. The price tried again to make new height, created new high here, again retraced, and now currently again making this high. And you see on the 1 hour chart there is rejection here, so it's very possible we to see some pullback again to the previous areas. Now here this zone can be a support for the price, and also these highs over here. So if the price corrects, it will correct to this zone or to this zone right here. If not, now I can move my stop loss higher under these support areas and under these lows here, which can also be a support for the price, and a little bit reduce my risk. But for now things are going good, and my profit target in this case would be a little bit higher. I expect it to make a new high, which happens sometimes, and I will take profit here because if the price starts creating a pullback, I'll be already out. Okay, that's it guys. Let's just see the previous trade on US30 which I told you about. Let me see if I can remind it. Yeah, you see the US30 is a little bit different. You see, this is the pennant pattern which we saw on the S&P 500, so it looks nearly the same, but here the consolidation was a little bit different. Now here we had this triangle pattern, this ascending triangle, which I started buying here because usually it breaks on the fourth wave, here a little bit later, and it gives nearly as much as is the size of the whole pattern. So I expected something like this, and I wanted to take profit here, but I see that the bulls are not so strong here, and this is why I moved to the S&P 500. I guess this pattern is still in play, so if we break these highs over here, we'll probably continue to this imaginary resistance zone. This is not a resistance zone, this is just usually how people trade this pattern. They took a profit between the 80% and 100% of the size of the beginning of the ascending triangle. Google it, you will find more information about this pattern. So if we break these highs here and here, these highs, I guess we'll continue to the upside at least a little bit. Let's see in the NAS 100. Okay, here is the same thing. Here the pennant pattern looks like this, and then again we have this bullish move. As you can see, NAS 100 moves more bullish than both of the other pairs and is already creating a new high. So that's a good sign for our price. Okay, now let's talk about some losing trades. One of the losing trades was on gold, and I'll share with you exactly this. Now, here you can probably see these head and shoulders forming, which after the breakout lower, we expect it to move nearly as much as is the size of the head and shoulders and pull back to this previous support area. But this didn't happen because what we saw here is a false breakout. Now, when you have such wicks, guys, this means rejection. It means that probably the price will not move any lower. This is exactly what happened. Price turned bullish and went higher. So these head and shoulders failed. Now, how to trade a failed head and shoulders? Very easily. Some of you guys, I'm sure, never heard about such trade. Trading the failed head and shoulders pattern. When the price breaks the right shoulder here, so you see the price is breaking, we take again the size of the head. We take a buy after the breakout of the right shoulder, and we take profit between the 80 and 100% of the size of the head and shoulders. So when we have a failure pattern, when we have failed head and shoulders, so the price didn't push down but went up, we can trade it in the opposite direction. And this is something which I have learned much later in my trading journey. So we take a buy, we can set a stop loss or below these lows here or in the middle of the right shoulder if the price pulls back a little bit, and we take profit around these highs. Or you can also use the head as a resistance and take profit at the resistance. This is also good target. So what we currently see here on gold, I'll analyze this chart a little bit because it's very favorite to me. And I just want to show you this hidden trend line. Okay, you see I'm matching all these highs here, and we see that we are breaking these highs. So if this whole downtrend channel looks like this, I'm just trying to match the bodies of the candles. And if we here have a breakout above this green resistance, above this blue trend line, and above this high over here, then we have a very big chance of the price continuing going to the upside. So sellers, be careful. This is a famous pattern called W pattern. Now the W pattern can be with the same lows, or it can be with one bigger low and one lower low. So here is your W pattern, here is your neckline, and after we break out from this pattern, we can see a move to the upside. How much? Nobody knows, but it's worthy to trade this because it happens over and over again. Now, if I move to the 4-hour chart, I can show you a few examples. Here there is one WM pattern, it's WM pattern. Here we have another W pattern. I have a video about the W and M patterns. I will put it in the description so you can check it out if you need it. But this pattern happens again and again. If we see in the past, here we have a head and shoulders, which is okay. Here another head and shoulders, or you can just take it as a W pattern. One low and the second low. Here we have even a left shoulder, which resulted in the price going super high. Here we have the double bottom, which is absolute perfect W pattern with the same lows. Another head and shoulders here. See how many times the pattern work on this gold chart. Here a W pattern, M pattern actually. You see lower high and higher high, and then breakout and we go to the downside. Here we have a double bottom. Here we have a W pattern, one low, second low, breakout, small retest, and push to the upside. Here again, higher high, lower high, breakout, and push to the downside. Okay, this is very common pattern. Now here is the ascending triangle, which I have spoken to you about in the US30 chart. You know how it goes, move, go straight. And this is what I usually trade. Here you see another M pattern, double pattern, sorry, which moved a little bit higher, but then needed a retest to wipe out all the buyers who had a tight stop loss. If you set your stop loss here, it would be good, you would survive and see a massive push to the upside. And this happens again and again, guys. The M pattern and double pattern, you can see it everywhere in every time frame. Another M pattern, another double pattern. Okay, now what interesting else we have here? If we go bullish and if we break this resistance with this trend line and this strong resistance here, we are definitely going higher. How much exactly? Nobody knows, but I will give you some tips. One way of taking profit is these previous highs and this resistance here. Another is the ultimate high. Okay guys, this is all for this video. I hope you have learned something new, or at least you have reminded something old. Have a nice trading week and wish you good luck. I want you to crush this market and to get this money. Now, see you in the next videos and peace. Whoa, I didn't even mention my losing trade. Let me see. It was on the 30 minutes time frame. I remember this. Okay, let's go back in the past and see where I took this trade, because I nearly forgot. Okay, here it was. So, okay, let's move to the 1 hour. We had these highs over here and the price retested this zone again. And if we move to the 30 minutes time frame, I saw this engulfing bearish candle, which told me that here maybe this zone will be once again respected and will pull back to probably this high over here or this lows over here, and this was my actual target. But here the price went higher, so I had my stop loss above these highs over here. So this was my stop loss, and the price just broke above, continued with the trend and got me out. But it's okay, because it was just a small risk comparing to the possible profit target. So that was okay and that was expected. So I didn't put much money on it and I stay good. Now I had another losing trade, I guess on Euro USD, but I can't remember. Also on the US30 I had a losing trade here. Now I told you that I bought here, I took some profits here, but then I re-entered the market after this breakout. So I guess I re-entered here. Okay, the price went up but then corrected very strong down. Then we had these candles which didn't hit my stop loss, so I set my stop loss, I guess, below these lows here or even a little bit lower. And here I didn't got stopped out. Then was this massive push to the upside and I was thinking, hey, here the price will go super high, but this thing didn't happen. The price actually pushed very lower and I exit my trade somewhere here because we already started breaking this daily and 4-hour trend line. And I was thinking, hey, I better get out quick. And I didn't lose much money on this, but I'm sharing you my losing trade. So let me just show you. At that time, I guess my trend line was looking, I guess, like this. Okay, I'll share with you exactly what have happened. With the price breaking this trend and getting here, I guess I let it go for a while, so it pushed back high, but then I set my stop loss under these lows here, and the price hit my stop loss and I was out. So I had some profits, but it was small, just to cover this loss here. And this is it, guys. You will not every time have the perfect trades, but you have to stay confident in your skills, in your strategy, in what you're doing, and to be careful with your risk management. It's very important. Exactly how much money do you put in the market, how much you're ready to risk, and how you determine your take profit target. Now we will talk about this later in my videos, but for now I wish you successful trading and let's get this money. Peace.
Okay guys, now what I want you to do is write in the comment section which pairs do you want me to analyze on the next weekly analysis, and if you're new to the channel, feel free to click the subscribe button and get together with the Rich Spirit family. See you in the next videos, and don't forget to like this video. Peace.